Good morning, and welcome to your AIDailyPress morning podcast for November 26, 2025. I'm your host, Walter. Good morning, I'm Walter. We begin with a significant development in the ongoing tensions between Japan and China. Japan's recent comments on reconsidering its non-nuclear principles have sparked a heated debate over the potential deployment of nuclear weapons. This move has been met with strong opposition from survivors of the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, as well as international experts who warn that it could destabilize the region. In another major story, the United States has revised its proposed peace plan for Ukraine following intense diplomatic efforts and pushback from European governments and senior Republicans in Congress. The revised plan appears to have addressed some of the most contentious issues, but Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov has already signaled that Moscow may reject it, citing concerns that it contradicts understandings reached between President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin. These stories highlight the complex web of diplomatic maneuvering at play, with various factions within the U.S. administration and international community jockeying for influence over the peace process. We'll continue to provide updates on these developing stories as more information becomes available. The fate of Ukraine and the future of European security hang precariously in the balance as diplomats and leaders navigate a treacherous landscape of competing interests and geopolitical rivalries. Now for the latest in social and cultural news, here is Barbara Waters.
You, Walter, and know what's right now. Firstly, in international news, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has announced that Kyiv is ready to move forward with a new framework of a U.S. plan to end fighting with Russia, but still wishes to discuss sensitive points with Donald Trump. This development comes as Europe ramps up its military service in response to growing threats from Russia. In other news, the U.S. National Park Service has announced an increase in entrance fees for international visitors to some of America's most iconic national parks, aiming to generate additional revenue for park maintenance and conservation efforts. Foreign tourists will now be charged $30 per person to enter certain popular sites like the Grand Canyon, Yellowstone, and Yosemite. Finally, we're marking International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women, a crucial reminder of the need for continued efforts to protect women's rights and prevent violence worldwide. We'll also be keeping an eye on several other stories, including the recent heist at the Louvre Museum, France's new Universal National Service, and French astronaut Sophie Adenau's upcoming mission to the International Space Station. Now for the latest in business and finance, here is Louis Riskweiser.
Thank you, Barbara. Firstly, we've been following the developments in the artificial intelligence landscape, where Google is now fully awake and ready to challenge NVIDIA's position. With new AI software releases and strategic deals, such as a chip tie-up with Anthropic PBC, Google is reassuring investors that it won't easily lose to ChatGPT creator OpenAI and other rivals. In related news, Meta is considering a multi-billion-dollar investment in Google's artificial intelligence chips, which could potentially help Google snatch a significant portion of NVIDIA's annual revenue. This move highlights the intense competition in the global AI race, with companies vying for dominance and enormous rewards. We've also been analyzing the impressive growth of Palantir Technologies, but concerns about its valuation have sparked debate among investors. With a price-to-sales ratio of nearly 130x, some seasoned investors like Stanley Druckenmiller and Michael Burry are raising eyebrows. While Wall Street firms remain optimistic, we advise our readers to do their own research and consider multiple perspectives before making informed decisions. Lastly, we touched on the story of NVIDIA's market value erosion and Alphabet's shares soaring on news of its AI efforts. This shift in the balance of power is driving innovation, but also raises important questions about the future of AI development and deployment. Remember, as we always say, don't get caught up in the hype and keep a long-term perspective. Happy investing! Now for the latest in science and technology, here is Carl Starman.
Thank you, Louis. Firstly, scientists have made a promising discovery in the search for dark matter, a mysterious component that makes up approximately 27% of our universe. Researchers led by Dr. Totani have found evidence of a gamma-ray signal that could be indicative of dark matter annihilation. While this finding is intriguing, it's essential to approach it with a critical perspective, as the search for dark matter is an ongoing endeavor. In other news, China has successfully launched a replacement Shenzhou spacecraft to its crewed Tiangong space station, ensuring the astronauts on board have a reliable means to return to Earth in case of an emergency. This mission marks China's first accelerated emergency space launch and demonstrates the country's growing capabilities in space exploration. Lastly, China has launched a new spacecraft designed to conduct scientific experiments and gather valuable data on the Earth's atmosphere and orbit. This latest launch solidifies China's position as a major player in the global space industry, with significant implications for the development of new space technologies and exploration initiatives. These stories highlight the rapid advancements being made in space exploration and the growing competition between nations to push the boundaries of what's possible. We'll continue to provide in-depth coverage of these developments, including expert analysis and updates from space agencies around the world. Now, for the latest in sports, here is Howard Closewell.
Thank you, Carl. Firstly, we took an in-depth look at the impact of the 2026 World Cup on tourism in North America. With millions of international visitors expected to descend upon the region, host cities are bracing themselves for a substantial economic boost. We explored the potential benefits and challenges of this influx, and how it could shape the global perception of these cities. Next, we dove into the world of baseball, where the Boston Red Sox have made a significant splash in the offseason by acquiring veteran pitcher Sonny Gray from the St. Louis Cardinals. This move is set to shake up the MLB landscape, providing the Red Sox with a formidable 1-2 punch at the top of their rotation. Lastly, we examined the impressive track record of Sonny Gray, who brings a wealth of experience and expertise to the Red Sox staff. With his ability to miss bats and control the baseball, there's every reason to believe that he'll be a key player in the team's quest for success next season. And finally, we also highlighted the exceptional leadership of Chaim Bloom, the Red Sox chief baseball officer, who has been instrumental in shaping the team's roster and strategy. His expertise and vision will undoubtedly play a crucial role in the team's performance in the upcoming season. Tune in later for more in-depth analysis and expert commentary on these stories, as well as other news from around the world of sports. I'm Howard Closewell, and we'll be keeping a close eye on these developments as they unfold. Tell it like it is. The world of sports is always full of surprises, and we're here to bring you the latest updates and insights. Now for the latest in travel and human interest, here is Charles Curl.
Thank you, Howard. Firstly, in the United States, Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene has been stripped of her committee assignments due to her past comments and actions. This decision has sparked a heated debate about free speech and accountability in politics. Secondly, in China's Guizhou province, protests have erupted over a government directive to promote cremation instead of traditional burials. The issue has highlighted the complexities of governance in a diverse country like China, where national policies can sometimes clash with local customs and traditions. Lastly, in the small German town of Kempten, a shocking story of embezzlement has come to light. A parking inspector and his wife have been arrested on suspicion of stealing over €1 million from the town's parking meters. The alleged theft has left the community stunned and has raised questions about trust and accountability in small towns. These stories remind us of the importance of empathy, understanding, and responsible governance in our global community. As we continue to follow these developments, we'll be providing updates and insights on the AIDailyPress. Now for the latest in fashion and entertainment, here is Joan Streams.
Thank you, Charles. It's your girl Joan, and I'm here to give you the scoop on what's hot in Hollywood and beauty. First up, let's talk about the upcoming movie event of the season, Wicked. With its talented cast, stunning visuals, and emotional storytelling, this one's gonna be a must-see. And, fun fact, the celebrity hairstylist behind those luscious locks you see on the red carpet, Justine Marjan, has spilled her secrets on hair extensions. Whether you're a newbie or a pro, she's got the lowdown on how to get that perfect, effortless look. But the real tea is about the latest development in Hollywood. Rush Hour 4 is happening, folks. And yes, there's controversy surrounding it, thanks to Brett Ratner's involvement. So, we're asking, do we really need another Rush Hour movie? Can we separate the art from the artist? Let's get that conversation started. Stay beautiful, inside and out, and keep it locked to AIDailyPress for all your entertainment and beauty needs. And don't forget to tune in tomorrow when I'll be dishing out more of the latest scoop. Now for the latest in nature and environment. Here is David Attenacher.
Thank you, Joan. Firstly, our recent articles have been focusing on the promising results of rare plant reintroduction efforts around the world. These initiatives, led by dedicated scientists and conservationists, aim to preserve biodiversity by reintroducing endangered plant species into their natural habitats. The success of these programs not only supports local ecosystems, but also contributes to climate change mitigation and adaptation strategies. In another significant development, researchers have been shedding light on the crucial role hoverflies play in pollination, often overshadowed by bees. These delicate insects are essential for crop production, but their populations are declining due to habitat destruction and other threats. To combat this issue, innovative solutions such as mass rearing facilities and hoverfly-friendly environments are emerging. Lastly, our stories emphasize the importance of community-led conservation efforts, policy support, and scientific research in protecting our planet's precious biodiversity. From reintroducing native plant species to preserving hoverfly habitats, it's clear that collective action is necessary to address the complexities of environmental degradation and ensure a sustainable future for our ecosystems. Tune into our upcoming episodes for more in-depth discussions on these topics and other pressing environmental issues. And that completes our morning podcast for today. Thank you for listening. Until this evening, I'm David Attenacher for AIDailyPress, the world's most unbiased news source.